Hi, I'm Alan Ross, and welcome to another EPRA Take 5. Our guest today is Tony Pink. Tony is the COO of Dynamic Ratings. He was also the founder of Dynamic Ratings, and if you haven't seen it, we have on our website Tony's profile, and it is brilliant. It is now moving around a lot of different places, Tony, but thank you for taking the time to share Dynamic Ratings in your profile with us. But today I've got a question for you in Take 5. It may end up turning into two, but the first one is, and it really came out of one of the webinars that you did, Transformer Condition Monitoring 101. But I noticed that you've got other webinars that Dynamic Ratings has put on about monitoring, bushing monitoring, partial discharge monitoring. So my question for you is a little bit broader. You know the genesis of monitoring, where it started and where it is now, and where Dynamic Rating is with it. So if you could give us a little bit of the history of monitoring for electrical systems.
Sure, thanks, Alan. Certainly monitoring has evolved a lot over the last couple of decades. The earliest monitoring was manual DGA samples, which is still being done, certainly an awful lot. Just going out, pulling the sample and taking a look at the result. And then utilities wanted to get that information on an online continuous basis. And there were a couple of different technologies. One was key gas monitoring on the main tank. The next thing that was adopted was delta T monitoring, which looks for problems in the LTC compartment. The LTC should never have any problems where the LTC is heating up. If there's a source of heating in that compartment, you get something going bad quickly. And that was probably the first two technologies. Then bushing monitoring came along, and as these things started to accumulate, that was when you started getting some comprehensive monitoring. And that's kind of when we really got started, was bringing a range of different monitoring technologies together to give you one communication link. And then the technology continued to evolve. So you had multi-gas analyzers that came into the market, which added more information. Then you got into electrical partial discharge monitoring and additional diagnostic methods in looking at all this data and detecting problems earlier and earlier. So I guess the technology continues to evolve even today as new things keep coming in.
So there is a difference between things start in California and then move east. Things start in the utility world and then move to the industrial commercial world. And I know you do a lot with data centers. We do a lot with data centers. A lot of our members, people like Facebook and CBRE. That technology and the monitoring is coming into that marketplace rapidly. What do you think the difference is, how they adapt, they being industrial and commercial versus the utility market?
Actually, it is quite different. In the utility industry, they move at a different pace. The utility industry, quite often, they'll do, first of all, you finally convince them to do a trial. That takes typically a year to get it planned and to get it installed, and then they'll evaluate it for a year, and then they'll put it in the budget, and then you have to wait a year for the budget to go through. And 5, 6 years later, they've made a good decision as to what they're going to do. The
Yes.
Industrial and commercial market, it's a whole different time frame. They want to have results quickly, and fortunately, that enables them to implement things and get a positive result quite rapidly. So we love bringing on new industrial accounts and commercial accounts, because we can achieve very rapid success with their goals.
Yeah, that's excellent. So this has been a Take 5 from EPRA, and our guest today, Tony Pink from Dynamic Ratings. And again, you can see the profile on Dynamic Ratings and Tony on our website. Thank you today. I appreciate it so much, Tony.
Thank you, Alan.